So recently, I just stopped using Jasper.ai and started using WordHero as my AI writing assistant. And in this WordHero review, I want to give you the 3 reasons why. Hey, it's Chris from the Blogger Evolution podcast. Now, AI writing tools are very controversial, especially in the blogging world nowadays, but like it or not, the popularity of these things are really starting to skyrocket. And in fact, if you aren't using these AI writing tools, chances are if you're hiring writers or having people write content for you, chances are they're using them. So my solution is, if you can't beat them, join them. We need to learn how to use these tools so that we can create some good content with them, but then also be able to identify if someone's trying to cut corners and using them exclusively as a tool rather than just an assistant to write content. All right, so at the time of recording this video, AppSumo currently has a lifetime deal that's available over at WordHero. And when we say lifetime deal, I mean you pay for it once and you don't have to pay for it ever again. So you can start to see how much money you could really save with these lifetime deals. Now, spoiler alert, WordHero actually is a very good, amazing tool. And I'm not sure how long this deal is going to last, but if you want to go ahead and check it out right now, go ahead and go to bloggerevolution.com/WordHero. That's bloggerevolution.com/WordHero. I'll be sure to put a link down in the description. If you are watching this in the future and this deal is already gone, I'll be sure to replace the link with something so that you can at least have the opportunity to go and check out the tool. Now, if you do decide to go with the lifetime deal that's available here over at AppSumo, using my link in the description, I'll go ahead and send you my free blogging cheat sheet. Just be sure to leave a comment or something down below and ask for it, and I'll shoot it right over to you. But that's going to be probably the best bet that you can get right now in terms of this deal for through AppSumo for WordHero. So let's go ahead and jump into the 3 reasons why I think this tool in some instances is probably even better than Jasper. And the number 1 is going to definitely be the pricing. Okay, so let's go ahead over to Jasper.ai's pricing grid. And as you can see here, they have the starter and then they have the boss mode. If you're going to be writing blog posts with this, you have to go with boss mode because that's the one that reads the most words to be able to create context for the content that's trying to create. And as you can see, it's about $99 a month for 100,000 words. That's pricey, right? That really is pricey. The one that I was using most often was the 50,000 word one, which was around $59 per month. That's still, $60 that you got to come off of. However, if you really think about it, I mean, if you're paying a writer to write this content for you, you might be paying, around $60 for 1 or 2 articles. So, it's about the same, and you're going to be just writing the content for yourself. But again, this is a monthly cost. So if you're paying $59 a month for 12 months, you're going to end up spending $700 on this Jasper.ai tool. And if you did go up to the 100,000 words, you're going to be spending around $1,200 a year for this tool. And if you need more than 100,000, which, very few people probably need more than that, but as you can see, it jumps up to $279 per month just to use this tool. Now, Jasper works, and it works very well. It's a very polished, it's a very polished AI writer. But that really starts to get expensive, especially if you're trying to bootstrap this and not spend as much money as you need in order to get your blogs up and running and writing more content faster or good content faster. So that's the price for Jasper, but let's go ahead and look over at WordHero. So on here, this is the front page of WordHero. Let's go to pricing. And as you can see here, if you pay annually, it's $29 per month billed annually. If you did want to go monthly, it is $49 a month, which is a little on par with what Jasper is offering, which is what makes the deal over at AppSumo just that much more amazing. As of right now, it's $89, but these deals don't last very long. The last time WordHero was on AppSumo, I believe it was $60 or so to be able to get their lifetime deal. Now it's $89. There's never a guarantee that it's going to come back at all, but the fact that it came back at a higher price shows me that they might not be doing this for very much long. So I would definitely recommend going over to bloggerevolution.com/WordHero to take advantage of the lifetime deal, because you pay this $89 once and you never have to pay again. Just think about that, $89 once. So you can pretty much end up saving hundreds of dollars, probably thousands, if you end up using it as often as you probably will end up using these AI content writing tools. The number 2 reason why I like WordHero so much is kind of similar to Jasper, but the templates. They have lots and lots of templates here, and it can range from everything from business writing, marketing, social media post writing tools, and then other miscellaneous stuff. A few of the favorite ones that I like in particular are this one that says explain it to a child. So you can come up with a concept that you need to have explained a little more clearly, and then you just pop it in here. We can click in, you pop it into this short description, you click write for me, and it actually simplifies it as much as it possibly can to where it still makes sense. And even though I believe Jasper also has the explain like a child, but they don't have this one, explain like a professor. Now this one is actually very, very good. So just as an example, maybe why do squirrels eat nuts or something like that, right? I'm going to go ahead and click on write for me, and it's going to generate something for us. And usually when it comes to explain like a professor, it will make it very academic. And when it comes to writing your answer targets for your blogs, when you need that nice, concise, 200 or 300 character, 2 or 3 sentence spot at the beginning of your articles, in order to just, hopefully win that answer snippet so that you can show up in position 0 on Google. This does an excellent job at summarizing it pretty well. Here's an example. The reason that squirrels eat nuts is because they are a very good source of energy. Nuts are high in fat and protein, which help to provide squirrels with nutrients it needs to survive. In addition, that right there, that's excellent. That is a perfect, it's pretty much a perfectly written answer target that I would include if I was writing an article about, why do squirrels eat nuts or something of that nature. Here's the other one. One of the main reasons squirrels eat nuts is because they are a good source of protein. All right, this essentially is saying the same thing, but I think I like the one that's worded up here a little better. And then if you don't like these, definitely give WordHero some feedback. You can hit the thumbs down or the thumbs up if you liked it. If you didn't like it, hit the thumbs down and then just click write for me again. And then it'll actually create, 2 new, generated pieces of content. The consumption of nuts by squirrels is believed to be related to needs for essential fatty acids. That's not the greatest. Nuts are an important part of a squirrel's diet because they are good source of protein. That's not bad. So when you do get some good results with this, definitely give feedback to WordHero, because that's going to help them polish the program just that much better. Now, what I use WordHero the most for is probably going to be social media stuff. You have the social media post ideas where you can put in, basically whatever topic you want to write about on your social media posts, whether it's Instagram or Facebook or whatever, and then come up with the idea, and it makes it, you don't have to think as hard to get this stuff taken care of. Video descriptions for YouTube, even coming up with video ideas and titles, I don't really use those as much. For the marketing part, and it comes to email, that's the one I use a lot as well, coming up with email subject lines, cold emails, generic emails, and things of that nature. You just type this in, so if I wanted to write an email about why do squirrels eat nuts, because that's the one that just happens to be saved in here. The nutty truth about squirrels, why do squirrels love nuts? These aren't terrible email subject lines. And with a lot of these email autoresponders, you can split test it. So you can send 2 or 3 of these subject lines, see which one works the best, and then the autoresponder will make sure that it sends the one that has the best open rates. So that's what I mainly use it for. If you're writing long form content, I'm going to be honest, I don't use even Jasper for that matter, or WordHero to write a ton of blogs. I use it mainly for email and social media and things of that nature, but it is available to use. So for example, you have blog conclusions, blog intros. Now I do use it for that. I don't use it to write entire long form blog content, but I do use it to come up with blogging conclusions, intros. This paragraph one is new and it is still in beta. I've tried it. I'm going to be honest, I wasn't a huge fan of it. But it's in beta, so they're still working with it. So definitely giving some feedback to WordHero will make a big difference in how well, those blog paragraphs pops up. And then blog topics. This is a good way to come up with an outline for a blog as well, so that you can have some direction as to what to write about. If you are hiring writers coming up with a content brief, this is an excellent way to come up with a content brief. There's also a content rewriter. That's the one that I like as well. Right here, content rewriter. So you can actually put in a paragraph, a sentence, or whatever, hit write for me, and then it will rewrite it for you in a way that's not going to be plagiarism. Oh yeah, and it's one thing I noticed that even though the paragraph creator, let me pull it up. The paragraph creator for a blog post doesn't work the greatest. One thing that I did notice that did work pretty well is the Quora answers. And by putting in your question right here and then clicking write for me, it gives you a pretty good paragraph that you could include in a blog post if you so choose. Now, the number 3 reason why I also love using WordHero over Jasper.ai is because of the unlimited words that are available. We touched on it a little bit earlier, but to be honest, that really is everything, because when you are writing content and you are paying for 50,000 words a month, 100,000 words per month, and you can only use maybe half of it, maybe 3/4 of it, you're paying for words that you're not going to be able to get back. Because as great as these AI writing assistants are, you can't just put in a topic and press write and it's just going to write the whole blog post for you. It's not going to make sense. It's not going to be good. And if you post it on your website, it's probably not going to rank. And if it did, it might get knocked down in the future. But regardless, being able to have unlimited copy with WordHero makes a huge difference, because it doesn't weigh on your mind as much that you're wasting credits and you're wasting words with the content that you are creating. If something needs to be rewritten, it's not a big deal. You just highlight it, delete it, click rewrite again, and then you're going to get another attempt from the AI to create a good paragraph. Now, with the way that WordHero works, if you are using just the templates here, you can click the templates, put in your information here on the left, and then it'll spit out some results on the right. And if you're writing like in a Google Doc, or if you're writing anywhere else, you can just copy and paste that information into your article. However, if you do want to use the editor, so the editor gives you this long form page here that you can add the content to, and then it lists all of the templates here on the left side, and a little search box where you can search for whatever template you're looking for, and you can also pin them up here. And as you find things that work for you, they give you a little arrow that you can press, and it'll immediately just copy it into the editor. Now, you do have to pay a little bit extra for the editor. I think it's a one-time $50 or so or $59. So, if you go ahead and add the cost up of the $89 to get started, if you're using the AppSumo deal, that's linked in the description, that's $89, and then the $59, so that's about $140 or so, and that's not that much because you never have to pay for it again. WordHero is going to probably be around a while because the content that it creates does very, very well, and they're going to be probably a big competitor with Jasper.ai. It's just that I think Jasper is just better at marketing, to be honest, which is why so many people use them. And it is a good program. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trashing Jasper. I just think that it's expensive, especially when there's options like WordHero that can create just as good, if not better, content in a lot of instances. All right, so a couple of other things to think about when it comes to WordHero. When you click the little 3 lines up here, we have the editor, the history, and the roadmap. Now, this is something that I find very interesting, is they do give you access to their Trello board. So the Trello is just like when helps you manage your projects. So things that are in the works, things that are going to be pushed out in the next release, things that have already been completed. So you can see some of the things that WordHero is working on, and they are it is a smaller shop over at WordHero than it is at any other place. So because of that, usually if you find something that you don't like or that is not working very well, and instead of just complaining about it, you can actually write them a message, and then they'll get to it, and they get to it very fast. There's been a couple of times where I had a question or asked them, and literally within 30 minutes, I got a response from it, even at like 1 o'clock in the morning. So it definitely works pretty well. But here on their Trello board, you can see the things that they're working on. Fiction story, paragraph summarizer, SEO keywords generator. These are the works in progress. These are the things that are done that are going to be in the next release of WordHero, and things that are completed. So you can actually make a suggestion and then see it go down the line all the way into complete. And you actually had you had some say in the matter when it came to that. So in terms of pros and cons for WordHero and whether or not you should go pick it up, it is a newer software, which in some instances can be a good thing and in some instances can be a bad thing. So it really just depends. if you're trying to do something and it doesn't work out the way that you want, or if you find a bug or something in the system, just let WordHero know. They have a big button at the bottom right hand corner of the screen on most pages where you can, here it is right there, where you can just click this and then ask them a quick question, whatever it is, and usually they respond to you within a few minutes, sometimes maybe in an hour or two, but they do get back with you every single time. So that's actually one of the better things, better reasons, because it's a newer software and they can give that type of one-on-one customer service. Another good part about it is that unlimited words, and it's cheaper. I mean, that's kind of worth its weight in gold right there, especially if you take advantage of the AppSumo deal that's available. And it gets better with every release. I haven't seen too many step backs, with this program since I've been using it. It's pretty available all the time. It's never down. You don't have to worry about it not creating content. There has been a couple of times with Jasper where I wanted to create something and there was a bit of a holdup or something of that nature, so it was kind of weird. Anyway, some cons with WordHero is that it's not as smooth. It is a little clunky because they are trying to get stuff nice and perfect for the program. If you're used to using a program like Jasper.ai, you will notice that it creates content a little slower. And when I say a little slower, I mean, I'm talking seconds here, Jasper's pretty good at, you press Command J and then boom, boom, boom. It creates something pretty immediately. With this one, it's kind of like boom, 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 right? It's a little slower, but you can watch it as it writes. So, I mean, that's not a huge deal breaker because we're talking seconds. We're literally talking seconds with that. There is no plagiarism checker yet with WordHero. However, that is something that they are working on and will be bringing on in the future. So it's not a huge deal. If you are already using a program like Grammarly or something like that that has a plagiarism checker in it, you can just use that. And then not have to really worry too much about the plagiarism stuff. But the nature of how AI creates content is it's all unique content. It's 99.9% going to be unique content, but I would still check it just for the sake of it, especially if it's a blog post. If it's social media or an email or something like that, I probably won't worry about it too much. But if you're actually using this to create blog posts, then yeah, I would run it through a plagiarism checker just to be sure. So do I recommend WordHero? 100% yes. It's completely had me stop using Jasper. I've saved my money. I don't have to worry about paying Jasper any more money. And here I'm able to create just as good, if not better content, especially with the lifetime deal that's available over at WordHero. That's a limited time. I don't know how long it's going to last, but when it's up there, you got to take advantage of it. I mainly use it for social media and emails, but it does work for blog posts as well. So I would definitely recommend it. It doesn't create a lot of fluffy copy, where it's just repeating itself over and over again. A lot of these AI writing tools really depends on the content that you give it. So just like Jasper, WordHero looks back about 500 or 600 words to see what you've been talking about so that it can create something in, with whatever it is you're trying to create in your copy or in your blog post. So as great as WordHero is, the right way to create a blog that generates revenue can still be overwhelming. There's so much stuff that has to go on in order for that to happen. So if you want some help with this, be sure to go check out bloggerevolution.com. That's bloggerevolution.com. There I have a free cheat sheet that makes as complicated as this entire business can be. It breaks it down into some very simple 70 steps that I have where it tells you what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. So feel free to go download that cheat sheet over at bloggerevolution.com, and I'll see you there.